Alright. I can't use my abilities, so we're finally in the area
The Ascalon Club.
where people
The
are.
heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected.
Towards the equality between men and women.
Oh, this is the Ascalon Club. Wow. I really honestly expected, like, we were fighting just over here. I really wasn't expecting this area to turn into anything fancy immediately, but here we are. Let's get inside of the Ascalon Club.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
Alrighty. You guys really, we need to invest in makeup. We look terrible.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed.
There
Alright.
has been quite a battle here.
Did the Purin Guard think they could just attack the Ascalon Club?
I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna get the blood out of these carpets too easily in these times. How many people are here? There's a lot of people in that room, holy shit. Including, I think Lord Redgrave is this guy. Because Lord Redgrave would probably be the pillar of the community, and we saw a slight image among the citizen menu, right here. But that's just my assumption.
Good evening. We repel the intruders for now.
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him.
Okay, yeah,
Come
guys.
forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss.
I guess he's Lord Redgrave. Then who the hell's the guy with the
Welcome to the
cane?
Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
I admire her. She has proven useful. She is a close friend. Oh, I'll say she's a close friend.
She's a close friend, and I'm honored that she feels the same about me.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me.
Oh, okay, that's what
Too
we're going
fickle
for.
when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
I mean, yeah, we've been fighting enemies along the way here, so yeah, no, of course it's broken quarantine. Why me?
Why do you suddenly need me?
The Ascalon Club only recruits the best, and you definitely fit the bill. Your scientific and medical reputation alone would qualify you as a candidate.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End? Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Calm down, Jonathan.
Well, no, I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
Don't speak about my family. We don't need to be rude. Lord Redgrave is a man much older than us. No need to hiss and spit just yet, which is why I'm like, well, you brought me here just to talk? Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of talking. I don't know what he's worried about there.
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
I consent to join just immediately. No, I have questions first.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
I mean, we were a soldier, so technically we kind of already served the Empire.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members, and I do appreciate obedience.
What if I just have a casual acceptance of things and just kind of run around aloof? Because that's kind of my thing around here.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
You know, it'd be funny if they casually were just like, yeah, dragons exist in this universe too. We just haven't really talked about them yet.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all Skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
Whew. Yeah, well, it wasn't exactly one to be mourned over, I suppose.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall. Speak now.
Okay.
Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yeah, sure, I guess. Do I actually get a chance to choose what I say?
I will.
No, I don't. Okay, alright.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation.
Yeah, you know, I was wondering, I'm like, are we gonna use blood as ink? I find that blood's probably not too effective as ink, but fine. Hey.
Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
Did he just use us to get our, like, a taste of our blood and therefore maybe also become more powerful? I'm not sure how that kind of works out with vampires. Okay, well...
I personally went patrolling last night in the West End, and I spotted at least 2 foreign econs. This is an outrage. We shall chase these intruders down.
Brr,
I
yes.
was chased by a gigantic Valcod 2 nights ago. I thought it was Fergal coming back, but no. That creature barely spoke English.
My. We're going to have to clean these streets of the riffraff for absolute sure. Lord Redgrave, how can I serve you?
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago, well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Econ. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
You were spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Fergal was the spy? He doesn't seem like a very subtle kind of spy.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod. All muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
Really? Does that mean there are 2 types of Volcods? The ones that look like werewolves and the ones that just have a lot of muscle? I'm not fully sure.
You do know I killed him.
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Well, that's good. Although typically sometimes when I kill someone and the person who is above them goes, "You earned my respect," that person's probably not too good. I don't think we can trust Lord Redgrave.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally. But I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
I mean, if I have the option, I'm gonna spill all the beans to Dr. Swanson, don't worry.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied Scals in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Scals.
Well, some Scals are peaceful.
I have met peaceful and wise Scals. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Scals are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club, and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Oh gosh. Okay, we got another mesmerized level, but okay, I didn't know if we were gonna end up with something else. I thought our maker was going to communicate with us. How many of these people can I actually talk to? Like, this guy looks like someone important.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece? Figuratively.
I don't like it. I feel uneasy. I'm perfectly fine. I'll say I feel uneasy.
It's quite unsettling. As a doctor, I am more used to being the observer than the subject observed.
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Aloysius? Hey. Yeah, I recognize that name.
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
So they're not gonna make you a vampire?
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reed.
Well, at least you're still, how would I put it? Cognizant? Is that the word I'm looking for? He still has a sharp mind.
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal member, and a dying one at that.
But you're the pillar of the community, Aloysius. So, obviously you're important. Wait, Lord Redgrave doesn't show up as a citizen here. Huh. That's intriguing.
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must admit, this one is my favorite.
I can imagine that.
Is not the nature of this club a secret shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reed, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
So he's just like, yeah, I've got spies and money to have more spies. Of course I knew about the vampires.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
Ugh, fine.
Mr. Dawson, of Dawson and Dawson, the wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in, to cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's noble of him to not be like, yeah, I'm here to turn into a vampire.
What is the situation like in this part of town?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment. This is what the nation needs right now.
Commitment or the killing of the vampires?
But they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reed.
That's fair.
Would you help them?
No. There is a time for such methods, but brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
You say that, but we're probably going to use brute force to deal with the plague anyways. We just have to use brute force and detective work.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall.
Oh, really?
A formidable, unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
That's... That's your plan? How long is it going to take you to make it?
By doing so, you would create 2 separate ghettos. What if the disease gets past the wall? The results would be disastrous.
Not if we eliminate all suspected cases of infection as soon as they appear. A necessary sacrifice.
Are you not
Jeez.
mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns? Decisiveness is what the city needs, and it needs it now.
Look, just because I'm a vampire doesn't mean that I've abandoned being a reasonable person. We don't need to kill every single person as soon as they're like, oh, I've got a cough. That would be ridiculous. Quarantine is good, absolutely. But like a citywide wall quarantine? First off, how long would it take to make something like that in this day and age? Wouldn't that just create another risky area? And as soon as you start constructing a giant wall, people are going to know what the wall is there for, to quarantine them off. Won't they be trying to make it over to their side anyways? It's all pretty risky ideas. Maybe I should equip... Maybe I should use a dagger. See, one of my issues is that a lot of times I'm out of blood and I'm trying to stun an enemy, and things aren't so great. So I'll land a couple of my stun things and eventually absorb blood, or I can just land 5 hits with my super upgraded knife and just have my stuff maxed out anyways. Do I want the knife or do I want the dagger? Because I don't know how much it seems like they have the same amount no matter what. So then it just goes for stamina usage and attack speed, which for the knife and the dagger seems to be pretty similar. Like if I do this and this, I just wanted to see if I can compare. All right. So I think the dagger has more choices, whereas the knife kind of just goes, over here we'll just randomly decide you can only get blood absorption. So the dagger is definitely the better option there. Okay. We'll try that out a little bit. With some proper upgrades, and when it's fully upgraded, it should get us anywhere between like 20 to 30 blood a swipe, and that's pretty good. History and purpose of the Ascalon Club. The Ascalon Club is an association of gentlemen secretly aiming for the protection of the Crown's interests. I founded it in 1837 to honor and perpetuate the legacy of my maker, William Marshall, 1st Earl of Pembroke, and true protector of England. All the members of the club must be of good extraction and flawless moral fiber. Since the club accepts mortal members who will be duly observed and valued as proper candidates for immortality, the goal of the club is to impose respectable traditions and behaviors amongst the good vampire society, but also to promote and expand the imperial hegemony of hegemony of England. We are the true elite of British society. We are Ascalon, the holy lance held by St. George, protector of England, when the saint slew the dragon. As lance bearers ourselves, we vow to defend the Empire's interests. You know, on paper, this place sounds good, but we know damn well that this club's gonna get to some shady shit in the future. If not, already going through shady shit now. Like, what's gonna be in this basement? Are we just gonna find like a whole set of humans being held here against their will? I can't do anything right now. The recreational use of blood. As Ascalon members, we always tend to respect etiquette. We are in all ways members of the good society, sometimes recognized as public figures. We do not find our delight in orgies, in bloodbath, like our adversaries assert we do. And if one of us were caught in such caricatured and immoral act, he would receive the appropriate opprobrium. Dude, this fucking game. Okay, if I've heard these words ever in the past, that'd be nice. But I guess I can just, like, if I wrote down every single word that I've never encountered in this game, I would have a lot. Just write a fucking dictionary. He would receive the appropriate opprobrium. But what about the blood? What about its recreational use? How could we deny the ecstasy the vermilion ambrosia brings us? And with what else could we toast with, as any good fraternity should? To answer this delicate question, the law of conduct inside the club goes as follows. As long as the original mortal vessel is not brought inside our walls, each member is allowed to drink whatever he wants, for his own usage or to share with friends. Drink what you want, deal the way you want with the original vessel, but never inside the club. Unless I personally authorize it on some special occasion, of course. From the Law of Ascalon by Lord Redgrave, founder. They're just like, the vampires, you're free to drink the blood of anything and everybody, because boy oh boy, we couldn't manage that. That was weird. Did you see this shit? I got stuck on the wall. Okay, didn't happen there. I got worried that we had crossed some kind of barrier that we were never allowed to go beyond again. So is that everything we can do inside the Ascalon Club? Uh-oh. I think this leads outside. Oh boy. Yep, definitely led outside. Investigate after citizen about infection. Wait, what? Investigate after citizen about infection. That doesn't make sense. Why do they have so many, you know, fancy words and things I've never heard of?
Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
But we already knew that. Because of Lady Ashbury. What the fuck do you mean?
I cannot enter.
Anyways, we do that. We have a lot of words that are maybe probably used a hell of a lot more back in the day. And just not so much now. Or I'm just truly an uneducated just peasant for not knowing enough of our English language. But then we do this.
Why
investigate
are
after
vampire hunters sniffing
investigation.
around here? I need to find out what they're after.
I mean, I can just kill them. Everything will be fine. But
Have faith, brothers! Fear
alright, let's try some stuff out here. That's nice. Ish. depends on the cost of the ability, obviously. But this lets me get a lot more of my desperation attacks in. Oh, he canceled my attack. Okay. That's a mixed kind of thing there. I definitely wouldn't use that too much over just hitting enemies with my main cudgel, but it would depend. I think that'd be great for, like, long-term fights. Eh? Okay. Why'd I pull out my weapon? What the fuck? But yeah, if I'm in a long fight and I'm just completely screwed for blood and there's no way in hell I'm gonna get a stun off, that's a good alternative. You know, in case I don't want to accidentally kill a guy.
It's locked.
They always are.